Hello, it's Mary with Walks Within here again, back by the creek, because I love the sound of the running water. I first of all want to apologize for the delay in getting this video out to you. I could give you some excuses, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to apologize. So thank you for your patience. Today I wanted to share with you about how I became affiliated with the Aquarian Tabernacle Church of Canada. After running a women's circle for a few years, I now had 2 children, 2 boys, and I'd taken a break for a little while when my second son was born. I was feeling a little burnt out. I wanted to continue doing it, but I wanted somebody else to kind of take it up for a little while I was in the heavy-duty work of being a mother to a newborn child. And even though I had shared with all the women in the circle how to do what I did, none of them really took up that role of priestess in my absence. So after a while, they started asking me, "When are you coming back? We want this again. When are you coming back?" And so after I had taken a break, I did come back and start running ritual again. And some of the women started wanting to have hand fastings, which are a Celtic tradition, a pagan wedding ceremony, essentially is what it is. And they wanted me to officiate. So I started looking into how I could legally perform these wedding ceremonies. Hello, mosquito. And it was proving to be very difficult. Marriage commissioners in BC are determined by population. So the number of marriage commissioners that there are, people who can officially do wedding ceremonies, are dictated by the population. Or you have to be part of a recognized church. And I didn't feel like the church route was the right path for me, because I wasn't technically I didn't fit into any of the churches. And with the marriage commissioner, it was basically somebody had to move away or die before one of those positions came available. And then you had to have shown that you were involved in your community and done so much work in your community and be vouched for in your community. And so that just wasn't a viable solution. So what we ended up doing is that they would do the legal portion with a marriage commissioner, and then I would do the actual ceremony for them. But I kept it in the back of my head. And at one of the hand fastings that I did, somebody asked me, "Oh, are you with the ATC?" And I said, "No, I'm just on my own." But I started looking for this ATC thing, not right away, after a little while, and tried to contact the Aquarian Tabernacle Church of Canada. I found out that's what it was, and got no response. And tried a couple of times, said, "Here, I've been doing this for a while. I'm interested in learning more about your organization." Didn't hear anything back. And then somebody new joined the circle, and that was, pretty common. People came and went as their lives changed and shifted, and so somebody new joined the circle. And she also had tried to connect with the Aquarian Tabernacle Church of Canada and had had no success. However, she had taken it one step further, and she contacted the mother church, the Aquarian Tabernacle Church in the United States, and gotten answers. And so we talked about it, and we looked into it more. She kept up her conversations, and they invited us to a festival that they were having over the Easter weekend. My third son was just a couple months old, so this other woman and myself and my newborn baby packed up the car, and we went to this 4-day festival in the States, the Spring Mysteries Festival. And I was amazed. I had actually heard about it from the woman who did the women's circles in Vancouver, but she hadn't named it. She just talked about this festival that she had gone to. And I felt so welcome and so at home. And I loved the event that we were at. Had a wonderful, amazing time and couldn't wait to go back. And decided, yes, this is the right place for us. And so we started looking into how we could become an affiliate with the Aquarian Tabernacle Church. And we started getting more involved. We had now the connection for the person in Canada to talk to and started building on that connection. The big thing, though, was that to become an affiliate with the ATC, you have to have both a priest and a priestess, because we recognize and honor the divine in balance, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, the balance between the two. So there had to be a priest and a priestess to do this. And I knew this was something that I really wanted to do, so I started looking for a priest and just putting it out there that I wanted somebody to do this with me. And a few years before, at the request of the women in the group, we had opened up the circle up to men and women because the women in the group wanted to have that balance. But there weren't very many men who were coming to ritual on any kind of regular basis. My own husband only came when I said, well, I want the boys there and you have to help watch the boys because I'm going to be leading the ritual. So I did say to my husband, I want to do this. This is really strong. I want to do this. And I would prefer if you were part of this journey with me, if you came along with me. I would prefer to do these rituals with you as my partner. And I don't want you to do it just for me. I want you to do it only if it is something that you feel called to do, only if it is something that is in alignment with you and your beliefs. And I really totally did not think that he would join me. I was certain he was going to say, nope, not interested, not for me. Because he hadn't really shown any spiritual beliefs of his own. He supported me in mine, but hadn't really shared his own spiritual beliefs with me. And meanwhile, because I didn't expect him to join me, I went looking, tried a ritual with another guy who was interested in becoming involved with the ATC, and it very much didn't work out. We were vastly different in our styles. He had come from a high ceremonial background, and I was from a very loose, eclectic, take a little bit from here, take what works kind of background. And we were not anywhere near on the same wavelength. So I was starting to get a little disappointed that I wasn't going to be able to find a priest. And then my husband said, yeah, he'd do it. And I was shocked and amazed and so grateful. So in 2007, we had our first initiation, our first ceremony with the Aquarian Tabernacle Church of Canada. And since then, both he and I have worked on our studies, worked on learning, worked on growing and improving ourselves. And so I am now a second degree priestess. So there were 3 steps in between that first initiation and where I am today. And I'm glad to say with that, my second level elevation, my second level degree, I'm very close to being able to perform legal hand fastings, legal wedding ceremonies in British Columbia. And that was a lot of the reason that I wanted to be connected with the Aquarian Tabernacle Church. Another reason for it, for my desire to get connected with an established organization, is the credibility. If I were just doing it on my own, I didn't really feel like I could call myself a priestess, because everything I'd done, I'd learned on my own and I'd done for myself. And there was a part of me that wanted some outside recognition to lend its credibility to me, so that I felt like I were speaking with more authority than just on my own. Not so much for me, but for the other people who were approaching me. So that I felt like I had a course of study that I said, yes, this is where I've learned from. This is what my tradition, my path has been. So that was a part of the decision too, but the bulk of it really was, I wanted to do legal weddings. I love doing weddings. I love being there for that moment when a couple decides that they're going to commit to each other for however long it lasts, a year or a lifetime. And yeah, so like I said, the circle has grown and changed and shifted. I now have students of my own that I am teaching and leading. Some of them are getting ready to have their first elevation to become official priests and priestesses with the Aquarian Tabernacle Church. And that teaching is really, really powerful for me. It's something I'm definitely called to do, to share what I'm learning with other people. So that was a big piece for me when I started my circle. I wanted it to be open and a place for people to come and feel welcome and to learn. And I think I've achieved that, and I want to continue. So that's how I got involved with the Aquarian Tabernacle Church of Canada and where I am today. Thanks so much for listening as I share my journey with you and kind of get the steps clear in my own head as well. Have a wonderful and blessed week.